Hello Crypto Geeks and welcome to another exciting video. Super excited to tell you right now. Guys, we have another court hearing. This is super exciting. I have more to tell you, but before I continue on, if you're not a subscriber, please click that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And please click that like button and make sure your notifications are on for more videos like this. You know I'm not giving you any financial or legal advice, so always do your own research. Let's get right into it. So right now, maybe a little bit ago, in less than an hour, the judge just released that she's going to be requesting a court hearing be scheduled only 2 days away, guys. That is on the 15th, the Friday. We have not yet received the official timing or how many seats are going to be available in the actual court hearing, but this is a very big deal. And what this court hearing is going to be about, this discovery, I should say, court hearing is going to be about, it's going to be about subpoenaing Hinman, Ripple questioning him in relevance to his statements. Particularly, it's going to probably be, for the most part, about Ethereum and his releases and his notes and you know, the information that he's given to the public about Ethereum. I know some people are saying this is not the greatest news. It's not good news. It could mean that, you know, the judge is still iffy as to whether she's going to allow this to move forward and for Hinman to be questioned, because some people are saying, or some lawyers are saying, because if she was very comfortable with the statement that was brought forward by Ripple, she would have just accepted it, but she's asking for a hearing to hear more about it. Now, what I'm going to say about that specifically is, just because she's asking for a court hearing doesn't necessarily mean that she does not see the statements from Ripple as valid. In fact, if she didn't see them as valid, she wouldn't even ask for a court hearing. She would just completely deny this. But what you have to remember is we're approaching the very end, close to the very end of the end of discovery, right? We're saying August is even with the extension. August is the end of discovery, the initial part of discovery, I should say, at least. It's the end of it, and we're nearing that very much, and there's still a lot of documents that Judge Netburn needs to release. She's one to do her due diligence and do her best to take a look and see, you know, where the truth lies. So she wants to hear this in person because she knows she's going to get a back and forth from both sides, the SEC and Ripple. The other note I want to bring forward, and maybe this is the reason that she wants to actually speak to Ripple, is if Ripple is saying that he needs to be questioned about his statements about Ethereum, then really his statements are public and they can just talk about these statements in the case rather than bringing him for questioning. So I think what she wants to understand is, what is Ripple going to use him to get? What sort of information are they looking to get beyond what he's already released to public? So if Ripple is saying, yo, no, we want Hinman to come out and be interviewed, we want to question him because, you know, we want to see his view on Ethereum, well, the judge can say, you know, he's made his view public, so why do you need to ask him? So Ripple is going to have to bring forward, you know, some more information as to what information that he hasn't released to the public are they looking to get out of him, and how is this going to be relevant to the case. And I think Ripple has been prepared to question Hinman from before, you know, this lawsuit was even put to court. You know, the moment that the SEC threatened to sue this lawsuit, Ripple knew who they were going to target, and they knew it was Hinman. So they're ready for these sorts of statements. And I think this is a good point to actually prove to the SEC how weak of a position the SEC hold, because you're going to hear a lot of information as to the relevance of Hinman himself to this case, to the Ethereum Foundation, and to the SEC, and how his position reflected that of the SEC and not himself. You're going to hear them bring up cases probably of interviews that he's had with various news stations saying that we, you know, while working at the SEC, and I mentioned this numerous times, that obviously we, when you say it in that context, is relevance to who you work for, the institution you represent, not your family. And I think Ripple is going to make that, the Ripple team is going to make that very clear. And they're gonna say, you know, there's some more information that we're probably missing that Hinman didn't say in public and that we need in relevance to this case. And it could be about his position about XRP. Remember, Hinman is not one that declared that XRP was a security. right? He wasn't the one that filed this lawsuit, right? So his position on XRP could be very, very relevant. And he could, for all we know, come out and say, you know what? Ethereum is not a security. And I've said that, I've made that clear, but I never said XRP was a security. Yes, they're similar, and maybe XRP, he might just say that. XRP might not be a security. And this could be the reason that the SEC really fears him being questioned. Again, it was not him that filed this lawsuit against Ripple. And his position on Ethereum could really put him in trouble if he says that Ethereum is a security now. And really, he has no way of getting out. He can either say Ethereum is a security, and then they're going to have to match Ethereum to XRP. And there is, you know, if anything, Ethereum is more of a security than XRP. So really, when they get into the questioning and get into the discussion, they're going to make him very clear that if Ethereum is not a security, then there's no way XRP is. But his way out is really saying, you know what, Ethereum is not a security, and I never said that XRP was a security. It doesn't matter what the chairman of the SEC said at the time. I wasn't the chairman, and I didn't file this lawsuit. And really, he would get himself out of this bubble. And I think that's what he may be planning to do. And maybe Ripple knows that. And remember, Ripple has a lot of contacts within the SEC. And members that know Hinman personally. Remember, they have the previous treasurer, which again has contact with the SEC, at least at the time, right? They have contact with Mary White. Again, she was the chairman of the SEC. So they have contact already with Hinman, whether directly or indirectly. So they may be already aware of where he's going to be heading, or maybe they know that he has no option except to get cornered and make that statement clear. But now they're going to have to prove to the court that they might. I think one of the reasons, or one of the points that they may use in the hearing, and I'm gonna be live with you guys minute by minute when that hearing is going, when that hearing is going on. So be ready. Make sure your notifications are on, because the second it starts, I'm gonna be telling you what's happening exactly in court, similar to what I did last time. But you might fair notice, because if a person that worked for the SEC and was one of the top people within the SEC made his position clear, even to the SEC, and maybe he did make his position clear to the SEC at the time, that XRP is not a security, then really, what position does the SEC have in this entire lawsuit? Nothing, right? And remember, Ripple now has some documents internal documents from the SEC, and those internal documents could say, you know what, Hinman was against all of us, and he's made it clear that XRP is not a security. And maybe this is why they're calling upon him. But again, we don't know these details, and maybe the judge herself doesn't even know these details, because those internal documents were not necessarily released to the judge directly, and maybe the judge hasn't had the time, even if they were released to her, to look at them. But the Ripple lawyers do have those documents, and they do have the time to look through the documents, and they will make the time to look through those documents. So in this next hearing, you may hear some of that information come out saying, well, Hinman had a position that supported XRP at the time, so we need to speak to him about XRP. And that makes the need to bring Hinman for questioning relevant to this lawsuit. So, guys, big news in the coming days. I honestly, this coming in on the 16th, only 2 days away, is really a big deal, and we're going to be watching it second by second. So again, make sure you join the live stream, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please support me. Click that like and subscribe button. I've been trying to get you guys the latest information as soon as I absolutely could. It's been a relatively quiet couple of weeks for crypto, but looks like, guys, we're heading back into some action time, and really it's going to be this time that triggers them in whatever direction, but to be XRP that moves it in hopefully a positive direction. It's looking positive so far, guys. Everything is looking awesome. So let's keep up the good work. Again, please click that like and subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Crypto Geek News. I'll see you in the next one, guys. And again, make sure notifications are on, because I'm going to be live streaming what's going on with that court hearing on Friday, guys. See you then. Bye.